friends! Let's talk about the Johari Window exercise that you're about to do. To thrive in your school or work environment, working effectively and reaching your goals is only part of the big picture. Another essential element is your relationships with coworkers, colleagues, bosses, and other people you work with. This exercise, called the Johari Window, will teach you how to grow healthy relationships with those you work with. This exercise, called the Johari Window, will help you understand how to grow great, healthy, positive relationships with those you work with. Establishing great relationships with coworkers is incredibly important. It can help you mitigate harassment, identify allies and supporters in your work environment. Identify allies and supporters in your work environment who can help you when you're facing a difficult workplace situation, and enable you to thrive in your work environment. Before beginning this exercise, think about your favorite and your least favorite people that you've worked with. What qualities did your favorites have? What qualities did those you did not enjoy working with have? Write this down if you'd like. Do you think that these people were aware of these qualities that you noticed about them? If you've read any books about relationships, like Brené Brown's The Gifts of Imperfection, you'll notice that in order to build meaningful, authentic relationships, you need to have vulnerability. In her works, Brown emphasizes that vulnerability is actually strength and courage and bravery, not weakness like many assume. The best leaders are vulnerable and view vulnerability as courage. This perhaps is one of the qualities that you admire in leaders that you respect. I really hope you take time to do this exercise, especially if it's with a friend. I'm sure it'll be a great experience for you two as you get to know each other a little better. Throughout my career, I've worked with so many different people, and some have been more respectful towards me than others, and some have been more supportive of me than others. Some have been easier to work with than others. While I appreciate and am grateful for the time I spend working with anyone, some have not treated me so well. And as you can see from this whole course on harassment, that has been the case. In the past, when I was harassed, I tried to increase my likability with that other person who was harassing me, and I would use a lot of the techniques that the Johari Window exercises teaches. I would be vulnerable and thank them and show appreciation, and even spend time outside of the office with them, thinking that if they liked me more, then they wouldn't harass me. Over time, I learned this painful truth. Some people will never respect me. No matter how much time or energy I would spend trying to get them to change their mind about me or trying to teach them how to talk to me, I realized that some people will never change their behavior. I had to learn the hard way to let go of needing to be liked by people and instead learn how to set boundaries with these people. At first, I felt scared because I thought that I was losing these important network connections that I needed to get far in my career. I feared that without them, my career opportunities would be stunted or unavailable. The truth is, nobody has complete control over the entirety of my career. People can put up substantial roadblocks that can cause detours in your career. But in most cases, there are so many other people who are willing to support you and encourage you to help you reach your career goals. The way toxic people can treat you can lead to mental and physical health issues. Limiting your exposure to that kind of toxic behavior is so much more important than reaching some career goal or career opportunity. At least I think it is. It's simply not worth it. When I cut connections and set boundaries with toxic people, I'm not just losing people from my life. I'm opening up the space for positive and healthy relationships to form. When you live authentically and are able to be vulnerable with people, it becomes so much easier to identify who is unsupportive of you and who is supportive of you. By being authentic and vulnerable, being quicker at identifying who are your supporters and who doesn't support you, and setting boundaries and eliminating those toxic relationships to create space and time, your energy shifts so that you're able to work on your goals and you thrive in your career because of that. So picture this. You're living authentically, you're being vulnerable, you're able to identify who supports you, who does not support you. And then since you can identify who's supportive and not, you can spend your time with those who do support you. And then you're not sinking so much time and energy into those unsupportive relationships, so you aren't drained as much by them. And so then you're feeding all your energy into the supportive relationships, and that's giving you energy in return. And what you're left with is time and energy to then spend that on achieving your goals, on reaching your success, your version of success, on thriving in your career. And then someone comes along, harasses you, and you go, you're dealing with your own issues. This isn't my issue. I'm going to go over here and spend my time with people who do love and support me. It's just a compounding effect, and it opens up so much space and gives you so much energy in your life. It makes reaching your goals that much easier. If I hadn't gone through this process myself, you wouldn't be listening to me right now. By creating this space and just investing my time in positive, supportive relationships, I have more time so that I can sit in my room and film this whole series because this is what my heart wants me to do. This is what I want to do with my time. Your time is so valuable, and spending it on things that drain you and deprive you of your positive, beautiful energy is not something you want to do. You want to spend your time on things that give you that positive, loving energy, and with people who give you that positive, loving energy. I hope that this Johari Window exercise really helps you dive into creating that vulnerable space to deepen all of your relationships and make them more loving and more supportive than they are today.